Hello beautiful people, welcome back. Well, in this video, I will try to explain each and everything step by step about Among Us, like how to play this game to how to win, and how many different roles are there in the game. Basically, many newbies are joining into this game every single day and they don't know shit about this game. So I decided to make a proper guide on how to play Among Us, and if this video performs well then I will also try to upload some advanced tips and tricks of Among Us. Anyways, let's get started. First things first, what is Among Us? Among Us is a social deduction game. You are a member of a team trying to run a spaceship and keep its mission on course. There's just one problem, there are imposters among the crew. The only people who know the imposters are other imposters, and their job is to sabotage the mission or kill the other players without being noticed. When someone finds a body or a twice per game emergency meeting is called, players debate over who they think the imposters are. They share information about what they saw, who was absent, and if anyone has been acting suspiciously. At this point there's a vote, and if it passes with a majority of player is ejected into the cold expanse of space. The crew wins if they achieve all their tasks or eliminate the imposters. The imposters win if they successfully sabotage the ship or eliminate enough crew members there can no longer be a majority to get rid of them. I hope I cleared your little doubt on this. Now let's talk about how to play this game. On average, 5 to 10 players are suitable for playing the game, with 10 being the highest possible number. Players are divided into imposters and crewmates, and these roles are randomly assigned. Crewmates need to perform tasks or bust imposters, while imposters need to kill the crewmates until there is an equal number of crewmates and imposters on the ship. Imposters have the special ability to use vents in the game. They can travel through these vents, which add more stealth to their movement. Players can explore different levels of these ventilation systems in various maps. A sabotage activates a fatal emergency in the game, like a reactor meltdown or oxygen failure, and crewmates lose if they are unable to stop these. 2 crewmates need to split to stop them, which means another crewmate will be alone, and imposters can freely kill them. This is a decent strategy for imposters to win. Crewmates need to be efficient in performing their tasks, and if they are able to perform all of these, the crew wins. The crew can trigger meetings to discuss and vote out the imposters. They can either press the red button in the spawning room or hit the horn on the bottom right of a corpse. Communication becomes very important in these meetings. Crewmates can effectively spot fellow crewmates by noticing visual tasks that only crewmen can activate. Players can add this to their game from the settings. Now let's talk about number of roles. There are only 2 roles in this game, crewmates and imposters. How to play crewmates role. The role you'll most frequently be assigned, crewmates are tasked with completing tasks scattered throughout the space station or ship. These tasks are listed in the top left of your screen, and they can be completed in any order. When the game starts, I recommend trying to get as many of your tasks done as possible. Try to stick in a group to ensure that you aren't picked off by the imposter. This will also give you some deniability if others begin to accuse you of being the murderer. You'll always want to focus on getting your tasks done, as it's one of the only ways your team can actually win. These are small mini-games that range from scanning your ID card to getting rid of the trash to blowing up asteroids. However, I recommend holding off on doing certain tasks like the medical scanning in the medbay, as other players can see you visually completing this. Since imposters cannot complete tasks, showing you finishing one is definitive proof you are a crewmate. Try to not wander off on your own too much, as this will most likely lead to your death. If you do need to go complete a task where no one is, be cognizant of your surroundings. Imposters can jump out of any vent, giving them easy access to almost every room in every map. Inversely, if you are in a group, try to keep at least some distance from your other teammates. If everyone is stacked on top of one another, the imposter could kill someone and make it impossible to decipher who it was. By spacing out when moving with people, the killer would need to physically move next to you. Of course, the most important aspect of being a crewmate is how you handle the discussion period. This is a predetermined portion where everyone can talk. How this plays out will entirely depend on what took place before the meeting and who you are playing with. But if you are struggling to make any impact in discussions, here are a few quick tips to, hopefully, keep you alive. 1. Don't talk too much. People often talk themselves into being ejected from the group. 2. Stop trusting people. Imposters will say anything to survive. 3. Be clear when asked what you were doing. Vague statements will cast doubt on you. 4. It's okay to skip voting if you're unsure of who to believe. 5. If you know for a fact someone is an imposter, be confident and direct when outing them to the group. How to play the imposter role. Everyone's favorite role in Among Us. The imposter is the game's antagonist, who is tasked with killing almost every crewmate in a match. You'll only win if there is one crew member left alive, or two if there is an additional imposters, since it's impossible to be voted off the ship. There's no other way to claim victory, so be prepared to lie and murder everyone you come across. That being said, it's important to remember that both your kill and sabotage skills have a rather lengthy cooldown. This means you cannot just walk into a room and murder everyone, so be prepared to pace out your victims. The first thing I recommend doing as an imposter is to learn the map and, more importantly, the vent layouts. These vents are a connected web of fast travel routes that only the imposter can utilize. Because of this, a skilled killer can slay a crewmate and vanish to the other side of the base before the body is discovered. Always have an escape plan in mind before you try to kill someone. If you wing it, there's a good chance you'll be caught or at least suspected of the crime. Additionally, try to always be briefly visible to different players before you wander off to kill someone. If you play the loner from the start, then everyone is going to instantly assume you're the killer. You'll also want to look like you're actually doing something other than standing around. Since imposters cannot complete tasks, you'll need to fake doing them. These are typically small rectangular control panels scattered throughout the map. Standing right next to one will give the appearance of completing a task to most people just wandering by. I like to use this to bait people into a false sense of security and catch them when they are entering the room with me. Also, consider making use of the admin security features that can be found in each level. Typically, crewmates are supposed to use these to find the killer, but a clever imposter can flip this on its head. These terminals are great for quickly assessing where everyone is, so you can use the vents to slaughter someone. But all of this will be for naught if you cannot negotiate and deceive during the discussion portions of the game. These brief time periods will see everyone trying to deduce who the killer is via lies, evidence, and their own beliefs. Unfortunately, every game will play out differently, and there's no surefire way to convince someone you're not an imposter. That being said, here are some things to consider when you are talking to the rest of the players. 1. Instead of accusing people, support players blaming the wrong person. 2. Have a good alibi prepared going into every discussion. 3. Learn enough mini-games so you can explain coherently what you're doing. 4. Be short and clear with your answers. Over-explaining things typically backfires. 5. Near the end, it's okay to instantly accuse someone to get the heat off you. And here are a few hints to win the game as imposters. Your mission is simple: you must take over the outpost before the crewmates complete their tasks. You may have one or two teammates, or this mission could be yours alone. Either way, the moment crewmates no longer outnumber the imposters, victory is yours. Or if you can pull off sabotaging crucial systems like the reactor or oxygen, and those dumb little potatoes can't waddle over there before the timer runs out, you win. You're the smartest. Alas, unless you've already whittled their numbers down, it probably won't be so easy. They're all playing a social deduction game, trying their best to figure out who could be cutting them down in the corridors. They will be hitting that emergency button and reporting bodies, calling meetings and throwing suspects out of the airlock. So this was the proper guide to play and win Among Us game. My like aim is 1K, I hope you will do it. So I will see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.